All right, so we had NFL play this weekend versus the Olympic USA team. They got belt. We're gonna hear Speak Easy's thoughts on this here.
Hey, let's talk about the NFL because there was an NFL game played, kind of.
Oh, it was?
This weekend.
Wait, what? Come on, man.
Flag football.
Come on, man.
Joe Burrow was out there. Odell Beckham was out there. Tom Brady was out there. Rob Gronkowski was out there. Jalen Hurts was out there. Smitty was out there. All them players was out there, and the NFL players still lost. Team USA, a roster of pro flag football players,
Tom surprisingly looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know it's Tom Brady, but I mean he been retired. He's older. He looked pretty good. What's up, Ja?
beat two teams of NFL pros by a combined 82-27. I'm going to show y'all Joe Burrow out there. This was kind of crazy to me because, like, Joe, you barely make it through a regular season. Cincinnati Bengal fan TJ Hoochmanzada, I'm curious your thoughts because I'm like, Joe, you got a bad calf, you got a bad ankle, you got a bad foot, and you doing this? Like, what? Huh?
Hey, Joe's out. He was out there competing. I'm not gonna lie. They was out there competing.
Huh? First off, T, before I get further in the comment, what was your thought seeing a Bengals quarterback who has been injury prone the entirety of his career out here taking hits and falling on the ground and just doing injury type stuff? All right, look, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to win cash. It's good to be right.
I ain't gonna lie, this is the first time I seen it. I just seen that they lost. I didn't really see anything but highlights. He must be feeling good.
Right.
You got to be feeling good. Now, us as Bengals fan, that's concerning for us. But if he like it, I love it.
That's right.
Owner of the Bengals, Mike Brown, correct?
Yeah.
If he sees this after Joe Burrow has missed ample time with the calf and wrist and all the other things, if you see Joe Burrow landing on his wrist and cutting off his calf and he's not getting paid for it by the Bengals, he's getting paid by somebody, how you feel as a Bengals fan and as a Bengals owner?
Oh, as long as he got up, I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as he didn't get hurt from it,
That's right.
I don't care. You out here having fun.
That's right.
When you working out, you stopping, you cutting, you sprinting, you doing this. As long as you come out of that healthy, we good.
Shady.
I think somebody in the front office would be a little worried, but he's fine. So it's like, you don't make it a big deal.
You got some thoughts, G?
No, I like it, though. I like it. Like I said, hey, look, man, if you're the owner, the head coach, like, okay, Joe, you looking good. Okay, all right, cool. I think you're happy about to see him out there having fun playing. But this is what I wanted to, a message to all the people out there. They keep bringing up this flag football stuff and all that. Listen, man, I see that the high school kids are doing it, and I love it. I'm about to get more involved. I'm about to get my own team coming real soon. But to the pros, listen, they getting $40 million a year, $30 million. They're not taking this stuff serious.
You got to get kids. You got to get the.
They definitely were taking this serious. Definitely was taking this serious. Maybe they wasn't playing 100%, which is reasonable. But I do think they were trying to win. They were playing to win until they got to a point to where they already getting blown out. But they were definitely trying to win.
The undrafted guys, the younger dudes, to playing this, they'll take it serious.
But let's be
they're
real.
not taking it serious.
Wait, so
go ahead, Tuva.
So I'm saying like the superstar guys, it's not for us. We this.
Cause it's like this: if you Devontae Smith and you get clamped up by ISO speed, how does that make you look as an NFL receiver? You're not trying to get clamped up. Or if you're Devontae Adams and you getting clamped up by a dude who is not in the NFL, how does that make you look? You're not coming out there just to. And then I'm pretty sure they getting paid. They're probably getting paid more to play in that flag football game than they did in the Pro Bowl. So you're gonna play up to compensation, and you're not trying to get embarrassed or get memed for performing to the level of regular people.
To have a good time for y'all. They made it good like 250 to come out there, run around, have a good time. But to the flag football guys, this stuff really, really do. That's why the score's gonna be that big because we really don't care that much.
Let me ask you this, because Chris
Score was that big because it was a different game. I think that's really what it was. I don't think it's because they lack of effort.
Broussard said, Ron, pull us up, please.
Yeah, he was tripping.
He said, bad luck for the NFL. They should have stayed in their lane. This diminishes the NFL, he said. It's like a champion boxer stepping into the octagon and getting his butt kicked. Though understandable, we never look at him the same. The NFL should have done its homework and kept the players out of this. Here's an example of one thing that went down.
The analogy was good, but the I don't think it's a bad look.
That makes
Watch a highlight from the game.
Football type of person.
So you got Luke Kuechly here. The players in the blue, they are the Team USA flag football players. The NFL superstars and legends are in the yellow and gold. Well, you'll see Luke Kuechly come out. Oh, missed the flag. That's DeAndre Hopkins in the 10.
Bro,
Whoop, whoop.
all them boys was shifty.
Look at this.
So with that being said, do you all agree, going back to Chris Broussard, bad look
All of them
for
were
the
shifty.
NFL? I don't think it's a bad look for the NFL. I do think it's this. Understand there's a difference between NFL football and flag
Don't
football.
get out to
Like there's a
five, glad you
seismic gap
sparked.
between the two games. NFL players are NFL players. The best of the best of the best, sir. Flag football
what?
players are
I'm
flag
confused.
football players. And they are great at that game of flag football. Now, flag football is not as decorated as the NFL. So no, we are not going to esteem it in the same
Oh, you don't get out to five. Okay, got you. All right, got you.
light. But I will give credit to the fact that flag football players have a particular set of skills that translate to the game of flag football that NFL players have not yet cultivated. I do believe if Justin Jefferson took the time to cultivate those skills, if Kyler Murray took the time to cultivate those skills, if Odell Beckham took the time to cultivate those skills,
Kyler would be perfect for this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Kyler Murray would be perfect for this. Who else? I will run with Kyler and Lamar. I'm not gonna lie. Give me Kyler and Lamar. Maybe even Kyler and you need a shifty quarterback that can throw. That's what I want. Jaden Daniels, he was cool because he's mobile, but he's not shifty. Give me Kyler and Lamar or Kyler and like Caleb Williams. Caleb shifty. Like he do a lot of like, crazy stuff in the backfield. W Street. Jason overpaid. No, he did his thing this year.
sure, based on their athleticism, they would likely be better than the flag football players, but you can't disrespect the fact that flag football players do this and embarrass the heck out of these NFL players.
Yeah, this was a skill gap. And it's not in terms of the NFL players not knowing how to play football. Flag football clearly is a different sport from football. It just is from tackle football. The guys that they had out there for the flag football game, this shows the NFL that they're going to need better. Mansour Delane just clocked the back-to-back 4.38 and a 40. That's tough. But this just showed the NFL, if you're going to compete in the Olympics, y'all going to have to retool that roster. Definitely have to retool that roster.
Because it is a different game and it's a game that flag football players own.
When you say embarrassed though, because like I don't think the NFL players felt embarrassed. They out there having fun. It's not their sport.
I don't think they felt embarrassed, but I do think that they went out there thinking that they were going to win 100%. And maybe some of them do feel embarrassed, and maybe some people do perceive it as embarrassing. But if you just take it as what it is, it's a different game. You don't play you play this differently than you play tackle football, and I think you just take it as is. There's no need to be embarrassed about it.
Like we play football, so if you want to have a good time, we'll do flag football.
Got a
That's
fullback in a
something
flag
cute.
football
That's something
game.
cute.
Yeah,
I think the flag football was meant for this. Yo, how can we have our elite NFL players playing football for the viewers? Let's play flag football, right? Get a football, you throw it around, makes a great catch, etc. Play a little defense, but it wasn't meant to like go ahead and compete against flag football players. Like I don't even know what that, like you know what I'm saying? Like
what's up, AJ?
where would the NFL players start playing
What up,
flag
Sosa?
football?
Sosa, I got.
Yeah.
You got. I might have to get a trade
is
from you.
because it's for
We're
the
gonna see.
fans. Let's get the fans football without the pads. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead,
Listen, these flag football players, at one point, they're football players with helmet and shoulder pads. Y'all know that. Mm-hmm. They played real football.
Oh, Zay Flowers. That's a good one. Zay Flowers will be good. I'm not gonna lie. Kadarius Toney would be nasty. He would be nasty in this. Mayor man got in trouble last night. You was up too late. Gotta stop doing that, my brother. Feeling blessed, moving into my place. Oh, that's awesome. That's a blessing. That's awesome. I think with the receivers, like it's kind of tough because you want shifty players, but then you want players who can go up and make Odell Beckham type catches. Like you want your possession receivers as well. Like you want your red zone threats. You want your Mike Evans, and you want your Drake Londons. You know what I mean? But I think honestly, the shiftier players might be the way to go. If I'm being honest.
And for whatever
I
reason,
would hope.
they didn't make it to the NFL. And I met the Hoosh dude. He like their best player.
I never heard of him.
I met him. So his name is Hoosh. I met him
Oh,
at
so-
the Super Bowl. He
Okay,
comes
okay.
up to
Got
me
you.
and he
For
was
sure.
like, bruh, when you got to the league, everybody said like I was like the little you, so everybody called me Hoosh.
So he must have been good then.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, little small dude, quick, fast. He's like the best player
How
on the
tall
team.
is he though?
5'9".
Oh, so they all little like that.
Well, let me go back to this. This is who TJ's referencing. He came under fire 2 years ago. Y'all know on the speakeasy.
I think they said during the game that now I don't know if it's the entire team, or I don't know if they said the entire team or just the people that were on the field at that time. But they said the flag football team had nobody over 6 foot. But I don't know. Again, I don't know if that was just who were on who they had on the field or the entire team.
We do our homework and we tell you about the topics you need to know in the world of sports. He said he was better than Patrick Mahomes.
saying
This is
something
5
like
years
that,
ago.
though.
But he don't
Take a
mean
listen. Take a
not
listen. Take a
just
listen.
in flag as a
At the end of the day, I feel like I'm better than Patrick Mahomes because of my IQ of the game. I know he's right now the best in the league. I know he's more accurate. I know he has all these intangibles. But when it comes to flag football, I feel like I know more than him.
Now,
Oh,
he's
okay.
he's saying this
talking
because of flag.
flag football.
So
And that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Maybe again when he first said this in 2024, we probably, and I know for sure maybe I did, looked at it a little bit more crazier, but it has a lot more sense now looking at them actually play against the NFL players.
here's why this is such a big deal. Flag football, for the first time in the history of the Olympic Games, is going to be an Olympic sport out here in Los Angeles where we're doing our show literally about 20 minutes from now. NFL players are like, hey, I want to win a medal. I want to be on the flag football team. Flag football players are low-key gatekeeping because they like, hey, you can't play this game as well as us. So don't come over here, Jalen Hurts. Don't come over here, Joe Burrow. Don't come over here, Odell Beckham, Patrick Mahomes, thinking you're better than me at this. I'm better than you at this, and they showed that this weekend was their
But
intent.
nobody want to spend. My thing is, I think their messages to the NFL players, but the NFL players' message to the fans. Like, the NFL players ain't trying to show them up. They don't even know who these people are.
And the NFL players are trying to show them up. And the NFL players are not exactly doing it for the fans. Obviously, it's for the fans, but it's because you're getting paid. Like, again, I recall, I'd have to look it up and fact check it, but I recall Tom Brady getting paid 50 M's for that flag football game. Let me look it up right now. How much Tom Brady paid for flag football? Searching. He's a founding partner and ambassador for the Sports Global Expansion. While rumors circulated that he was being paid $75 million by Saudi Arabia's wealth fund to play in a flag football tournament, Brady denied these reports, mocking the figure as being picked out of a hat. Now, I've never seen 75. This is my first time saying that. I saw 50 million. But I guarantee these dudes got paid pretty well for this. And maybe it wasn't 50 million, but I'm pretty sure they got paid pretty well for it. So again, they're out there to win. I don't think they're out there just to get the fans to show. You line up against a regular dude, you're not gonna let him just cook you because it's gonna make you look bad. Do I think Neighbors is the top 5 wide receiver? Nah, he's not. Very talented, but he's not a top 5 receiver. They're very, very talented. What's up, Zay? How we doing? Zay, you trading?
Shoot, who's?
But this,
I don't know who I know is you. I don't know him. What I'm saying is, everybody always getting so personal. I'm not being trying to be personal with you,
No.
though. I'm worried about we're NFL players. We're trying to do this for the fans, right?
Yeah.
If you talk about having flag football, the first thing I say is, "Oh my God, you represent America." What NFL players do you have? They're not saying, "Yo, let's go get the best flag football." They're not saying
See,
that.
this is the thing.
What?
When you get the superstars of the NFL, they are not going to play with the effort that's needed to compete with these guys.
Right.
Bro, we saw Joe Burrow falling on the ground, trying to juke. You're not going to go out there at being Devontae Smith and let ISO speed lock you up. Maybe they wasn't going 100%. To me, it looked like they were trying, but 80% is trying. You know what I mean? Maybe they weren't going 100. Maybe they weren't going full speed, but 80% is trying. And I definitely think there were points in the game where they probably were going 100. But again, you can only do so much when you don't got pads on. But I 100% think they were trying.
Right.
They're not playing with the effort that's needed. These flag football players that are professional flag, they're playing with effort.
And I said this too during the game. The thing that what caused such the skill gap is the coaching. If you took the coach for the flag football team and you gave him NFL player talent, he would beat his own team. He would beat the flag football players. And it's not to say that they're bad or they don't know how to play flag football, but it's just, from an athlete perspective, the plays that they were calling, Shanahan and Sean Payton, they don't know much about calling plays for flag football. Again, it's a totally different game.
Every snap on both sides of the ball until the clock hits zero.
Speed, a great athlete.
The NFL players
Shout out to Speed for keeping up with Devontae. I can salute that.
aren't doing that. They're gonna jog to the ball. They're jogging to grab a flag. They're not giving all-out effort because they don't want to get hurt. They're just not doing it. And so if you're gonna play with NFL players, you better get the NFL players that are backups that are gonna play with effort and have a point to prove. Because the superstars aren't going to play with effort when it comes to, let me really run this route. Let me go get this flag. Oh, Acho will get this
They're
flag.
not trying to get hurt, though. And that's the other thing.
That's
You got guys
what I'm
making
saying.
$40 million. Why would I go out here and try to play hard as hell? For
And
what?
They are better than NFL
flag
players. They
football?
understand the rules. You can lateral it to a quarterback. He can run it or throw it. There's just
Yeah.
so many rules. And you see the dude, he kind of like getting low to the ground and twisting his hips so you can't grab his flag.
You got in trouble too?
We as NFL
Interesting.
players, we just going to run straight
Right
through that.
through you.
We're
Yes.
not doing those things.
We're not
I gotta
good at
get my
it
sleep
tag.
schedule
Sorry.
right.
We're not good at two-hand touch football. We're not good at that. Oh, and
But
when I was like
Lord.
6, when I was like not 16, when I was like 10, I was really good at it. But I started playing real football, like real tackle, where you make millions of dollars to play the game. So let's quit this flag football. It's not the same. Tom Brady out there having a good time, laughing with Gronk, right? My boys, they taking shots in between quarters. Like, it's a fun thing.
Tom Brady was one. Tom Brady is probably taking it more serious than anybody. He clearly he made that like you can hear how he was talking about it. Like he made that pretty clear. He was taking it more serious than anybody. Luke Kuechly was taking it serious. I think Gronk was taking it serious, but he got hurt. So it is what it is. At that point you gonna only take it so serious because I'm not gonna risk something for real.
For the fans. This one I learned about football players, though, because I'm one of them. When you don't make it or you're not successful in something, you always look to compete at something else. So these guys didn't make it in real football, right? But we did. I'm gonna beat you on something.
Oh, they want to. That was.
I'm
a
gonna beat
point.
you on something.
That was a
where
point to prove.
a dude like Stephon Diggs or Odell, they ever had a good time, barely
They
sweating.
chilling.
But they probably like, damn, this dude playing real hard against me because he's trying to prove something. That's the truth.
They proved it.
He not wrong. Hey, speaking of dudes that were him,
I ain't gonna lie. Them boys was out there trying. Maybe not all of them, and maybe not on every single play, but they was out there trying. And we could say it's fair to say that the USA team wasn't trying because they felt like they were just that much better. I don't gotta try. I know this game way better than all of y'all. So, But I look forward to seeing where flag football goes. I look forward to seeing how they retool the roster by 2028. I look forward to seeing them doing this every year, so we could at least see what we have, what the NFL and what USA has for a flag football team. And just like track, track does events throughout the year, every year. All the other Olympic events, they do stuff every year, not just during the Olympics. So I look forward to seeing flag football becoming more popular and seeing how it translates with some of the NFL athletes. You know what I mean? I think I think Kyler would be perfect for flag. He would be my QB1 for flag. Looking at based off of how the USA team played, he'd be QB1 for me. And then you really a bunch of shifty players on offense. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic. I'm gonna hear this
Better
one out.
cornerback, Patrick Peterson, Richard Sherman.
Oh, who you asking?
T first. It's Pat P for me, respectfully.
It's Pat P for me too, though.
Respectfully.
Nah, I'm going Richard Sherman.
Oh yeah, I got Pat P or Richard Sherman.
Break it down.
I am.
Break it down now. T.
Because
Break it down.
Richard Sherman was a receiver when he was at Stanford.
Jaden wasn't trying; he was jogging the whole game. Jaden was barely involved. He was out there for cardio. I don't think it was really for him to try as much. And then it gets to a point where you're getting blown out. It's really not much reason for you to try. But when the games were close, they were for sure trying, for sure. I don't think that they were just out there just. I don't think you go out there and you play to lose like that. I think that's disrespectful to the people who paid you. You know what I mean?
Gets drafted late and just made so much of a. When Patrick Peterson came into the league, he was expected.
First team All-Pro rookie year.
He was expected.
What does that mean?
To be that.
One Sherman,
He was,
Pat.
expected to be that. Richard Sherman, his confidence, his brain, his understanding of the
What's up,
game,
Shadow?
his toughness, competitiveness. I'm taking Richard Sherman.
All right, look. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest
Harrison
way
was
to win
trying.
cash while you're.
Nah, bro. I think they were trying, but again, once it gets to a point where you're getting blown out, there's no point in trying. Maybe in the very first game, because they thought it was gonna be easy, they weren't trying as hard. But as it progressed, yeah, I think they were trying.
Free Prize Picks. It's good.
I Speak Easy get kicked off of TV. When were they on TV? I had no clue that was on TV.
To be right.
But I mean, I don't mind that answer because Richard was really great. But your reasoning, I don't like your reasoning.
No.
Because where you got drafted and you play wide,
No.
I don't care about none of that.
When you are
I've never seen them on TV. I've always seen them on YouTube.
drafted
Cool.
extremely high,
Right.
you're starting right away.
Okay.
When you aren't drafted extremely high, you got to earn everything.
Right.
Maybe you're talking about now the crew. If you're talking about the crew themselves, they was on First Things First. I think that's what it's called, or First Things First. They had a whole bunch of drama going on. People sleeping with each other. There's a whole bunch of drama going on, and so I think they canceled that show. The only people that were trying were Tom Burrow, JD, Luke. I think Odell was trying. I think D-Hop was trying. I think Saquon was trying. I think Jalen Ramsey was trying. I think majority of them were giving like at least 80% effort when the games were close. When the games is already a blowout. I mean, I don't know. Speed was trying. Of course, Speed was trying, but I'm not gonna count him because he's not an NFL player. Devontae wasn't trying. I think Devontae was trying. I think he was. Like I don't recall anybody. Like I don't recall watching that and it looking like the Pro Bowl. That did not look like the Pro Bowl to me. Like players out there just jogging. Like they were at no point did any one of those 4 games look like the Pro Bowl to me, where players were out there jogging.
When you drafted high, you're not earning nothing. They giving it to you.
Yeah, but you still gotta
They're
earn
giving
it.
it.
Though,
No. They give it to you.
Unless you're a quarterback, they're gonna let you go. All I'm saying is, I watched
Now you got to keep it.
Patrick Peterson, dog.
Patrick Peterson.
Sherman man-to-man skills were never that good. He was an elite zone corner, but he also played with one of the best secondaries of all time. I'm taking Pat P too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking Pat P.
He's good.
Pat P is probably
He's amazing.
I'm gonna be real here because I don't I keep it honest.
Speak the truth.
He's probably I don't say number one because I've been around a lot of great athletes. He's easily top 2 or 3 best athletes I've ever seen.
That's
one.
not up for debate.
I'm not done.
That ain't up for debate.
I'm not
That's
done.
not up for
That's
debate.
facts.
We know that.
I look at it like this here on them not trying. If Speed ran a 4.440 laser time, Devontae Smith had to be trying in order to get a step on Speed. Because Speed is going to try. You had to be trying. So there's no, you know what I mean? Like, again, these players were giving effort. In the Pro Bowl, people are literally walking sometimes. I did not see that out there at all. Like, there was no walking around. Again, maybe at a point where it's a blowout, and I don't even remember seeing it then. Speed right on Smitty shows that he wasn't trying.
I'm telling you why I'm just
Pat
keep
P was
going why he's great. That's one part. Number 2 is he'll follow whoever needs to be followed.
Wherever,
Wherever you want, I'm going.
whenever.
Right? And then after I D you up, pause, have great coverage, I'm gonna pick the ball.
Yeah.
And I pick it.
Put
One
your
hope. I'm still
Go
going,
ahead,
T.
keep cooking, please.
Go ahead.
No.
Please
One
keep
hand or 2
cooking.
hands.
It don't matter.
I catch the ball
What are you doing
just
after you
as
pick
good
it?
as wide receivers.
Yep.
And then once I catch the ball,
What are you doing?
I might take it to the
Yeah,
crib.
he might do that.
And the
He might do that.
the might part is I'm gonna get 30, 40 yards
At
easily
minimum.
if I don't score.
Well,
Talk
I'm
about
taking
it.
Patrick Peterson.
Richard Sherman.
I'm not saying you're wrong. All I'm saying is, though, let's know we talking about Pat P, though. Pat P came in the league. I'm going to do a little punt return because I can do that because that's easy to me.
Easy.
Right?
All pro at it.
I'm going to play cornerback and I'm going to play one-on-one and I'm going to follow everywhere we go because it's easy to me.
All pro at that too.
And then when I watch him play, dog,
I was kind of disappointed when they took him off of punt return, but you know, when a player is that good at playing corner, you know, you can't have him. That's like Tyreek Hill. You know, he got to a point where they would only put him on punt return or kick return in like game time situations where it's like, all right, we need a return right here. You know, we need something big to happen. But he was a nice return, man. But it kind of worked out for them because they drafted Honey Badger and he could return, so that kind of worked out.
yo, one time we threw the balls in Buffalo. He picks the ball with like a left head but got 2 feet in. Yo, Pat crazy, though.
Athletically.
That's part of being good,
When
though.
you watch Patrick Peterson run and stop,
Bruh.
you know athletically he different. He's
Bro,
different
220,
athletically.
6'1".
and you
He's
playing in Arizona, though. Like, what? Who's there?
He's different athletically. That he is. But I don't care that you follow so-and-so because when we was just talking about Asante Samuel not following and Darren Say following, it wasn't a big deal. But
No.
because Pete Carroll didn't believe in having his corners follow guys. But Richard Sherman could have done that.
But if you can follow,
easily.
if you can
Is he the
follow-
athlete? No. But this right here, you can't see this.
You can't.
You can't see this. That
You
gets
can't.
taken
But I
for
say this,
granted.
Sherm couldn't have played in the slot. He couldn't have played nickel.
And he don't have to. Like this one.
Pat P could do everything,
This
though,
what I
T.
tell
And
coaches.
Sherm was amazing. Sherm was amazing.
This
bro.
what
The slot is cool, like the ability to be able to play that, but outside, like what you do outside of weighs more for me. And I'm still taking Pat P, but just in general, I feel like what you do outside weighs a lot more.
I tell a lot of players that I deal with, right? Like little shit like this gets taken for granted. If I'm a receiver and I'm going in motion and I see the running back ain't set or I see somebody is still moving their feet, what you should do is stop. Let them get set, then continue your motion. You'll get some dumbass receivers going in motion, see somebody not set and keep going in motion.
Yeah.
But the receiver that stops, you take it for granted. Because you just assume everybody would do that.
I mean, but that's like,
they don't do that.
That's like high school stuff, though.
No, it's not high school stuff. You see dudes do this in the league all the
And
time.
they high school mentally. That's
But they in the league. But we take that for granted when the receiver is smart enough to stop.
Well, you take that because that matters for you. That's cool. Like, stay on sides, watch the ball. That's good for you. For me, I need action though. I don't care about that.
Richard Sherman ain't getting you action.
No, he do, but not like Pat. Pat's exciting though. And then another thing is, I can just, I'm gonna throw the ball away to the right side. I'm not going to the left. I'm not gonna go over there.
You ain't doing that when you ain't doing that with Sherman.
What I'm saying with Richard Sherman is like, so now like we can take you out the game. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Because we just go the other way.
go the other way, right? Go the other way. We'll work middle field. Go the other way. We'll do that to get away from you. But if Pat P, if your best player is TJ or Chad Johnson, or your best player is Deshaun Jackson or Megatron, I'm putting Pat Peterson on him.
Yeah.
So Pat P's gonna take your best player, and he might not get a pick, but he might get a pick because he is good. My thing with him is, if a wide receiver comes in a year, he's averaging 135 catches. He's 68% of the offense, right? He's got 12 touchdowns. You know what I mean? He's a big part of our offense. And we say, Pat, yeah, you got it. You know how big that is to do, dog?
If that receiver doing that, he's still gonna get off.
I can't
He
say
gonna
that.
get off.
I can't say that.
He getting off.
I can't say that.
He getting off.
I can't say that. And another, you play with the Cardinals, though. Who's the Cardinals?
Hold on. This might be my favorite Pat P play. Ron, pull this up real quick.
Pat Pete was crazy, dog.
He gon' not this one, right after this play. He gonna tip this ball to himself, pick it, and then crib it.
And like it's fun to him.
That was a bad throw, though. That was a bad throw.
Okay, whatever it
Terrible
is.
throw.
Whatever it
Terrible
is.
throw. But Patrick
This is
Peterson.
old Pat P.
Wow,
This
I
is
a
old-
freak
forgot he played on the
athlete. You just
Vikings.
watch it
Oh
when he
my
came
That's
to
God.
old
league.
Pat Pete right there. Look, he's still balling.
I ain't trying to get copyright.
We got Patrick Peterson
forgot
teaching
he was
my
on the Vikings.
D-backs how to get busy.
Yeah, got it.
Ooh. You can learn. Can we show this tape?
This
Show
is
that
stu-
one
this
up.
is
You can learn
stupid.
from this right here
This
now.
is stupid.
You can learn from this.
T, this is
Come on,
stupid.
man, look at this. Look at that.
T,
He can
this
play
is-
offense.
But
He won't play offense.
this ain't playing corner, though.
Megatron, that's
Watch
on
him hit
Megatron.
TJ.
That's on Megatron. Look how fast he is. Aaron.
I hope that wasn't Reggie Bush. He just beat to that corner right there. I see two.
Stafford.
Okay. Yeah, me personally, I'm gonna take Pat P. Take Pat P. I feel like he has the ability to do more as a corner, and because of the athleticism. But there's just like you know how some people would take Randy Moss or Calvin Johnson over Jerry Rice. We just know that you could do more. You know what I mean? Like Jerry Rice was great. Jerry Rice has all the numbers, all the stats. He's the GOAT of wide receivers, but like there's a reason why some people take these more athletic guys over them, because they actually put up numbers with their athleticism. You know what I mean? And they played really good competition with their athleticism. So, but I'm Sherm isn't top 5 all time or anything, and nor is Pat P. But I'm definitely taking P over Sherm. Let's get into this one here.
Shady's teammate.
Taking AB over everyone.
Tried to check it.
Interesting.
Responded to you.
What I do?
Look.
They shooting at your boy in the speakeasy. Leonard Fournette, former first-round pick.
Jimmy Smith, prime AJ Brown. I'm gonna have to watch some Jimmy Smith highlights. That's interesting. He's better than prime AJ Brown and Chad Johnson. Interesting.
Has some words for your boy. Now, because we love y'all regulars, I'm going to show y'all what I said first.
Okay.
And then,
Okay, let me hear it. Okay.
let's hear what Fournette had to say back. Wrong, let it rock.
You say that Shador can be a franchise change maker and you give him the benefit of the doubt. But the 2-time coach of the year resume, not good at all. Leonard Fournette was a dog. Jarvis Landry, a really good player. To my knowledge, they don't have any OPOYs. To my knowledge, they don't have any all first team all pros. I don't know enough about him to know his name. He's the best thing the Browns have seen since you were born, Leonard Fournette. That is his resume. So to me, you have to learn the man's resume before you try to speak ill on the man.
So that's what I said.
So you brought up all
So that's
pros
what I
and all-
said.
Okay, all right.
He was defending Stefanski.
And this
I
is
sure
what,
was.
and mind you, remember, I said Leonard Fournette is a dog,
Wait,
You didn't
hold
say
on.
but he ain't got no all pros.
Hold
You
on.
didn't say
Go
that.
ahead, Short.
You know what's crazy though? Like, it's actually kind of fire that he don't try to like copyright people or anything, because people reusing their content and reacting to their content allows their content to get more like it's free promo. You know what I mean? Like you yeah, I mean, it, like just like that, straight up. It's free promo. Like you allowing other people to advertise for you. You allowing other people to clip your stuff up and react to your stuff and do all this, and the stuff is going viral without you having to pay nobody. Like you know, like they working for free. You know, well technically they're getting paid for it, but they're still promoting you. So I chose the engagement bait master.
Go ahead, Shady.
Before you play the video, look. So
He do know what he be
he
doing,
sent me
but
the
again,
flyer.
it's
the funny part though is
free promo.
When I guess he's going off on him. He called him
It's
Echo.
who?
That
No, we know how we doing.
was
So
kind of
here's
funny.
why
That
he
was
did
kind
that.
of funny.
And I'm gonna show you how the video.
I was like, with Echo.
Leonard
Yeah.
Fournette, he didn't know Kevin Stefanski's name. And so I said, if you don't know a dude's name, you can't speak on it.
Okay.
Here's Fournette's response.
That was funny.
I can't say that. If you don't know his name, you can't speak on him. I mean, you can speak on what you see. You know, understandable.
We gotta get straight into this business right now.
Doing all right. What about you?
Mr. Emmanuel Echo. Since you said I messed up a lot of names, I didn't know
was
his
funny,
name.
though. That was
Obviously,
funny.
you're nobody.
Oh.
In my world, I don't know your name either, bro.
So first, all right, look, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and
Echo's crazy.
it's good to be right. Let me stop here. Leonard Fournette, I'm a nobody in your world. But you didn't communicate this message on the football field.
Graduate. It's
You
around the
didn't
corner.
communicate this message with football pads on. You communicated this message into a mic, which means, sir, you're in my world. And in my world, Leonard Fournette, you haven't earned the right to say what you're saying. In my world, Leonard Fournette, you have no hardware. That Super Bowl
WW.
ring and things, it doesn't mean nothing. In my world. Let's continue.
Brother, why you come messing with the Fourth and South boys? Like what?
I don't know. He's trying to get it popping, huh?
Like, make this make sense, right? You said, here's his quotes. Shedeur can be a franchise QB and give him the benefit of the doubt, but two-time coach of the year gets no credit. Coach Stefanski, he gets no credit. You know why? His record is 45 and 56.
I'm with that record part. That definitely holds some weight. Hope you enjoy your day. Appreciate it. I hope you have a blessed day as well. They did a whole podcast. It popped up on my recommend, but I haven't watched it yet. I was saying I was gonna watch it, but I haven't watched it yet.
I see this version.
Leonard. Here's my problem. See, you got mad when I went at the message and not the messenger. You were the messenger, Leonard Fournette. I had an issue with your message. I didn't have an issue with you. If you listen to what I said about you, I said you were a dog. Jarvis Landry, really good player. But see, if you want to be real, and let's be real, obviously my career, not good at all. Bum, backup, all the things. But I was a 6th-round pick. I probably should have been. Leonard Fournette won a Super Bowl. I'm happy for him. But why you got a podcast in your hand? Why ain't you got a football in your hand? Because 8 running backs drafted after Leonard Fournette were still in the league last year. Top 5
That's
running back.
interesting.
Adrian Peterson was a top 5 running back. LaDainian Thompson was a top 5 running back. So let's not talk about careers. Because if we're being honest, based on where we were drafted, we both underwhelmed in the NFL. Let's talk about the takes. The takes say that Kevin Stefanski was the best thing that happened to the Cleveland Browns. The takes say that Kevin Stefanski was really good when he had a good quarterback, going to the playoffs and winning a playoff game. The takes were accurate. The last time you were born, Leonard Fournette, the Browns have not seen a coach better than Kevin Stefanski. That is the take. You start talking about credentials, there's no need to talk about credentials. I didn't have a good NFL career. But when we start talking about credentials, I got to start mentioning the fact that Samaje Perine drafted after you, still in the league. Aaron Jones undrafted after you, still in the league. Christian McCaffrey drafted after you, still in the league. I got to start mentioning Austin Eckler drafted after you, still in the league. I got to start mentioning a bunch of stuff if we start talking about ball.
Now that's a decent comeback. I'm not gonna lie. That's a decent comeback. Him glazing Stefanski is not that great of a coach. Yet I'll say this: if he can, I don't even know. If he can make the Falcons' offense look elite, I give him his flowers. If he can make the offense look elite, I give him his flowers. But he all right. He all right. He cool. He not bad. Not a bad coach at all. I wouldn't throw him in bad. But that was not a bad rebuttal in my opinion. Can't say the same thing about Megatron retiring early. Elite with Tua. So it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same situation all over again. Is this what it's gonna be? It's gonna be Stefanski with the Browns again. You know what I mean? Like, but that's a whole nother conversation. I don't. You know, I don't think Leonard Fournette retired because he didn't want to play. It kind of felt like Leonard kind of got phased out. If I'm being honest, that's what it kind of looked like to me, from a fan's perspective. I thought Leonard Fournette was a generational talent in college. I thought this dude was an elite talent in the NFL. But I don't think he retired because he didn't want to play anymore. I don't think that was the case. Because he was too. At least I've never seen that. Like, I've seen Todd Gurley interviews. Todd Gurley said he didn't want to play anymore. Straight up. He straight up said he didn't love football. I don't think that was the same case with Leonard Fournette. Jags' fault for giving up on him. The Jags do running backs dirty. Oh my gosh. They gave up on him. They gave up on James Robinson. They gave up on Travis Etienne. Basil Tutton got 2 years and they finna move on from him. Like, they do running backs dirty. It's kind of crazy. Todd Gurley got washed. Todd knees turned to dust. Todd could have kept playing, but I think he just he chose not to anymore. I don't think he. I think that the medical issues played a part, but I do think he could have kept playing if he wanted to. Urban Meyer fault that Robinson got done dirty. That was interesting. James Robinson, he's playing in the UFL. I think I seen like a month ago he signed with the team. 4.35 and the 40 for Mansour Delane and LSU's per day.
Let's not talk about ball. Underwhelming career. Hi, that's me. That's why I moved on into another career. But now you've moved into another career. So now we.
You know what though? This gonna be an opportunity for Stefanski to show that he's that good of a coach, because it's like, are we gonna have? Is it gonna be the same thing again? Is it gonna be the same excuse again? You don't have a quarterback, because again, we see good coaches perform without a quarterback. Kyle Shanahan, you know, I can't think off the top of the head, but you know, we've seen situations where good offensive-minded coaches can still be competent without without a elite quarterback. I'll say that. You know what I mean? So I think this would be his opportunity to really show it, because we can't just keep having the same cop out over and over and over and over again. That ball. What about that ball? Mike P over any QB post Mayfield. Mike P is talented, bro. He's just got to be healthy. I mean, in my opinion, that dude is very, very talented in terms of throwing the football. Ty Farrell just ain't love football like that. He was just good at it. I seen an interview where he said that he if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to lie, but I'm like 95% sure I seen an interview. I'd have to go find that podcast where he admitted that he didn't love football. Fournette had 700 yards his last full season. I think he still could have played. I think he got phased out. I think that's what it was. I think it was like this is how I think he goes with some players. They, especially with running backs, but they go into the offseason and they think they should get paid this, but teams are trying to offer them this. And he's probably like, I'm not going to pay for a minimum contract, or I'm not going to play for 2 M's a year like I'm Leonard Fournette. So he tries to wait until a team becomes available that needs a running back that wants to pay him the amount that he wants. But the unfortunate thing about running backs is the most replaceable position in the NFL. So, you know, I feel like that's a position you can't do that with, you know. So I think he kind of got phased out. Like, you're number one. I don't even know how old he was when he stopped playing. I don't even feel like looking that up. I think he's still in his 20s. This was within the past few years. 1,200 yards in his last season. Yeah, man. I think players just get phased out. You know, I think that's how that happens. Keenan Allen. Before he was with the Bears, his season before he was with the Bears was the best season of his career. And people don't look at Keenan Allen right now as a top 15 receiver, but his season with the Chargers before he was with the Bears, it kind of like if you have one bad season and you're already up there in age, you're approaching 30, and it could not even be your fault. You can get phased out the league just like that. You can have one bad season, you get phased out the league just like that, like easy. I feel like that happens to a lot of players. But I don't think him having a bad season in Chicago was his fault. I think that was a play caller. But now he goes back to the Chargers. 2017 was his best year. Tyler Lockett might be another product of that. When you're up there in age, I think DeAndre Hopkins is a product of that. When you're up there in age, teams are ready to get the young guy. Amari, yeah, it's like all it takes is one bad season that's not even your fault, and teams are gonna lowball you just because of that. And then now it gets to the point where it's like, is it even worth it to be playing? Like, should I I'm not gonna sign this contract to come play football with y'all. I'm risking my life, I'm risking my health, and y'all trying to lowball me. And last year wasn't even my fault. You know? And again, now nobody wants to, you know what I mean? But yeah. I really don't know what was up with Amari though. Like the Amari situation, I think that more so was the Bills system. You know what I mean? Like, because when he got there, they didn't really utilize him. You know what I mean? Like to the extent that they could have.
Got to start talking about.
So it's like maybe I think it's just like, all right, I'm ready to get up out of here. I don't feel like hunting around. I don't feel like hopping around from team to team. It is what it is. I'm gonna just call it. I made enough money. But I think if the Bills would have used him correctly, or would have used him, you know, like what they traded him as, he'd probably still be playing right now.
Takes. And the fact of the matter is, learn somebody's name before you speak on them. That's the bare minimum into having a conversation, is knowing somebody's name. It's Acho, by the way. That's the bare minimum having a conversation. I do not think it is uncalled for to be like, hey, yo, if you don't know a dude's name, you can't speak on the man. So with that being said, for clarity, Fournette, a dog. It was a dog. Super Bowl champ. I would suggest had an underwhelming career based on where he was drafted, but still a dog. Facts are the facts. Jarvis Landry, dog. Caught everything. Went across the middle, phenomenal slot receiver. Dog. Should have still been in the league if we being honest, if you ask me. Dog. But I'm just talking about takes. Can I not talk about takes, fellas?
Yeah, you know, you can. But you kind of, if you just talking about the straight tape, I get it. But when you bring them up in general, it's going to, bring a little chaos. But I'll just talk about this part.
Talk to me. I'm listening.
With Stefanski. I'm not a big believer in him because it's funny, like with players, I hate when they treat players differently than coaches. I'll break that down. So you talking about coach of the year.
Yep.
That's part of his resume, right? It's like, as a coach, they'll stick to that. He's coach of the year. But they don't want to talk about the 46 and 56 record. You get what I'm saying? But if you're a player like Sam Darnold, you get this bad tag for being a trash quarterback for the first 4 or 5 years, and everybody keeps you there. They keep you there. And then eventually, if you turn around, then we'll talk about that. I feel like coaches, they never have that in the middle. It's always like, yo, for a coach, they only talk about the good. Brian Daboll is one of my favorite coaches, right? Playing underneath him, et cetera. Real smart, good. And when he gets fired, I don't know whose fault it is, but when he gets fired, he gets fired. The next team that picks him up, they speak about all the good. And I feel like with football players, we don't get that. You know what I mean? Coach of the year, he's this, he's that. He can do the offense. But I'm like, if it's a player that gets cut, they don't speak about his good though. After that's like, all right, now it's here. Unless you handle it as a player and you start balling. You get what I'm saying?
Hey, you right though.
I hate that.
As you
What I was saying was I kind of agree with that. As a coach, there's no getting phased out because you can coach for, like, there's no age limit on coaching like it is for playing. So as a player, you have limited opportunities. As a coach, you can go be a DC, you can be a special teams coordinator, you could be a DB coordinator, linebacker coordinator, defensive tackle coordinator, offensive tackle coordinator. You know what I mean? Like, you could be a coordinator for so many different positions. You could be an offensive assistant, you could be a assistant head coach. Like, so there's always going to be grace for coaches versus players. Players, once you get that age, they trying to phase you out.
You just said that. Think about what you just said. I'm thinking about what you said. When he's coach of the year, they're going to say Kevin Stefanski, coach of the year. But when they get a player and just say he's had 2 bad years, or just say 3, let's say he had 3 bad years. But before that, he's a 3-time Pro Bowler.
Right.
They never bring up
the
fact that he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. They just said his last couple years, he's been on a decline. Well, when were you the coach of the year? So now, is your coaching on a decline?
Come on.
Because
Come on now.
you ain't been winning. But they going to say a player is on a decline. But when you were a coach of the year, you're a great coach. And now you can't coach your team out of a wet paper bag.
I hate that, bro.
So your coaching ain't on a decline?
Nope.
The game hasn't passed you up yet? That is a great point.
But don't y'all think, if we're talking,
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of feel like that with Andy Reid over the past 2 seasons. The creativity has dwindled, bro. Like, since they had Tyreek Hill in that first Super Bowl that they won with him, it is dwindled. Mahomes and that defense have really been carrying them. I'm still an advocate for Andy Reid being the top 5 head coach because I think they could still fix it. You know what I mean? They're not dead. You know what I mean? Like, the dynasty is not over. Like, you still got Mahomes, so you straight. But I do think, like, watching that offense each year is slowly decline.
talking specifically about Stefanski, he got treated fairly. 2 bad seasons, he got fired. You know what I mean? He found a new opportunity. Kirk Cousins, he's had bad seasons, gets fired, found a new opportunity. He got treated fairly.
There's very few coaches, and I do think Stefanski's a good coach.
The Seahawks are matching Jacksonville's multi-year offer to retain Jake Bobo. Interesting.
I'll give you that.
Yep.
But there's very few coaches that can lose the way he's lost in the last 2 years and still get a good job.
I agree with that.
He got the Falcons. He was one of the first coaches hired right after Harbaugh.
Yep.
And he has a great collection of offensive players. That doesn't happen with any player. Coaches don't even get these type of opportunities.
Yeah, a situation like that where, like, a player has a bad year, you're not going to be first in line in a free agency market. That's rare. That's extremely rare. A receiver has a bad year, a running back has a bad year, you're not going to be one of the first candidates to be taken off the board in free agency, you know?
Super Bowl winning coaches get these type of opportunities, and he's getting it off of what?
Is it because we know certain times, Shady, we know certain players are better players than the coaches allow them to be, right? You would have suggested that Derek Carr, that's why the Saints gave him an opportunity. Derek Carr, I don't know if he ever won a playoff game in Las Vegas. I don't know if he did.
No.
But the
did.
Saints
They
hire
beat
him.
the Bengals, but they lost that.
But they lost.
Yes.
Bengals going to the Super Bowl that year. But the Saints make Derek Carr starter because we know Las Vegas had historically been a pretty bad organization.
Mm-hmm.
So we assume that organization is holding back that quarterback. I believe the same thought process is for Kevin Stefanski. We know Stefanski's a good coach, but those quarterbacks are holding him back. I'm not talking about Shedeur. Everybody get out your feelings. The quarterbacks are historically holding him back.
You know, and that's the questionable part to me. You know, again, when you're a good offensive, like when you're that as a offensive minded head coach or play caller, you can get some competency out of mid quarterbacks. You know, again, we've seen it. So it's like that just tells me that Stefanski is not that. You know, the Coach of the Year award, again, as we've seen on multiple occasions, does not mean you're the best head coach. So I think people look at that Coach of the Year award and take that as, oh, he was the best head coach. He was the best head coach in the NFL twice. No, you want an award that awarded you for exceeding expectations, but you are not the best coach in the NFL. Did he not get consistency out of a mid quarterback? Yeah, he got consistency. He got mid play calling consistently. That's what he did. He called mid plays consistently. Seeing Brent Grimes at the airport. Oh, that was a fun corner to watch. I like that. Flacco and Baker. So what happened with Flacco this year? What happened with that? Why did that not work out? I'd have to go back and look at the whole situation with Flacco in the previous year when they went to the playoffs. I gotta go back and look at that and see what Flacco just too old. Flacco too old. Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel too young. Kenny Pickett too washed. You know. Again, if we take these quarterbacks and we put them in Sean McVay's system or Kyle Shanahan's system, we're clearly going to get more production out of them. We saw Flacco go from the Browns to the Bengals and play better. No, he didn't play Hall of Fame football with the Bengals, but he clearly played better. You know what I mean? Because talent on this year, bro, we can say it's talent, but then we can go and look at the Niners receiving core and be like, oh, they had all these injured players and receivers in and out the lineup, but they're still getting competency at the quarterback position. Pickett too young. Interesting. There's a jump from Judy and Bond to Jamar and T. Higgins. Yeah, and there was a jump from the play calling too. Like at times they were making it simple for him. They were making the play calling very simple. The route concepts, it's like they were making it easier for him to get the ball to the receiver.
The organization is.
CMC was the entire Niners offense. I'm going to agree with that, but there were also games where Jawan Jennings got busy. There were games where Demarcus Robinson got busy. There were games where I can't speak on Ricky Pearsall. I don't really know what he did this year. Kendrick Bourne, where he got busy. Those are not great receivers, you know what I mean? They solid. But, you know, that's not, oh, I'm a build my franchise around these guys. Route concept, slant to Jamar, screen to Jamar. Throw it up the T. Slant to whoever on the Browns. Screen to whoever on the Browns. It was bad play calling. Like, I need to see some factual proof that can back up at least like a full five drives in a game to show me that Stefanski's play calling was good. I can't just take it off of word of mouth. Because what I saw throughout this year, watching highlights or even watching all 22, their play calling was not good. The Bengals play calling was better than the Browns play calling this year. Bourne had 2 100-yard games, and again, the fact of it is, if you take the exact same players from the 49ers and the exact same players from the Browns and you swap their head coaches, Shanahan is going to get more out of this offensive, all these players, because he's just a better coach. You know what I mean? It's just the reality of it. He's a better play caller.
Holding him back. Just like we see quarterbacks and say, man, if you had a different
Bengals, Browns,
coach,
week
you
one.
go crazy. Jared Goff 0-7
down
under
to
Jeff
do that.
Fisher goes to a Super Bowl under Sean
Not right
McVay.
now, but I'm down to do that
think
for sure.
the inverse can be true. Man, if you had a good quarterback coach, you go crazy. That I think is a
Yeah,
thought
but the
process.
only thing about Stefanski I don't like is
Talk to me.
like
What's the argument here? The argument here is that I think that Stefanski is not as good as I feel like people hype him up to be. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's a bad head coach, but I think he's overhyped. Bannon and Judkins, only good players on their offense. I hear you. And there are other offensive coordinators or play callers. It's like this, bro. If you that nice of an OC, you're not going to get relieved of your play calling duties as well. You know what I mean? But now I don't know if he got relieved or he chose to give him up. But if you that nice, you're not going to give him up, because like I'm the best, and I call the best plays here. Like this offense is not going to run to its peak without me calling plays. Like the Rams' new OC. Who's the Rams' new OC? Isn't it a guy they promoted from in-house? So we're comparing KOC with Shanahan. KOC in the same boat too. KOC, Stefanski, they all in the same boat for me until proven otherwise.
the only I feel like he's not that good of a coach,
Yep.
right? Because you talking about the coach of the year and all that, but it's been a long time since that happened.
That's true.
Right? I look at the offense of the Browns.
I said this last
I'm
week.
confused. I'm watching tape. Like, what are they trying to accomplish here? That's one thing. Number two is, dude, anytime a coach loses a locker room, I can't stand them type of coaches.
Yeah.
If you can't be a great coach on the field,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the same boat. We could say that they're good. That's fine. Y'all could call them good, but they're not great and they're not elite. That's for sure. Good is fine. I don't think they're bad head coaches, but they're not with the cream of the crop. KOC is elite. Yeah, I need to see that.
at least be a good coach in the locker room off the field,
facts.
and he lost that.
KOC is same level as Shanahan. That is crazy. That is crazy. So if Kyler goes out and balls out with the Vikings, we're just accepting JJ as the problem. If Kyler goes out there and balls out with the Vikings, I will give some credit to that, to JJ being. I would give majority of credit to that, to JJ being a problem, which I do think he is. I do think he is part of the problem. I don't think he hasn't felt like the solution for sure. But I think I feel like KOC has been part of the problem, and I feel like JJ has been part of the problem. I don't feel like their play calling was great this year, but again, it is what it is. We'll see. But yeah, I'll agree with that.
And we have a young rookie quarterbacks that you're working with, and you got an older
Nate
quarterback. Well,
Shearhouse.
Flacco was there.
I forgot
You gotta
Cliff is
balance
assistant.
that,
Okay,
right?
that's dope.
I watched the media
like Cliff
control
being
the
in there.
whole Cleveland Browns roster, right? As the head coach, you got to take order of your team and your locker room. And soon he lost the locker room, I said, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm good with Kevin Stefanski. And now you going to Atlanta? Shit. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. TJ, last thought on Kevin Stefanski. How do you think he does in Atlanta this year?
If the quarterback, and again, you got Tua, you got Michael Penix, two injury-prone quarterbacks, he better do well because you got a top-flight receiver, you got one of the top 3 running backs in the league, you got a young, good defense, you got.
That's how I feel, bro. It's like, are we finna keep having the same excuse of are you going to get the most out of these quarterbacks? That's what I need to see. Are you going to get the most out of Michael? Are you going to get the most out of Tua? Are you going to get the most out of either one of them? And that's what I need to see in this situation for me to really believe in Stefanski. I need to see that because it I don't know. We'll see. We already got the most out of Shedeur. No, I disagree with that 100%. 100%. I don't think we got the most out of Shedeur. I don't think we got the most out of Dylan Gabriel, if I'm being honest. Like that system was just very like it just was not a good offensive system. It is what it is. I think we'll see Kyler have his Sam Darnold type comeback story. I don't think Kyler was as down as Sam Darnold was. Like Sam Darnold was clear cut back up. I think this is just the transition for Kyler, and I don't know if I see Kyler having like an elite season, like kind of like how Sam did. But I look forward to seeing how it plays out. You know, I think Kyler got some talent, so I look forward to seeing how it plays out. I didn't hear you, but what's it gonna take for me to be sold on Kevin O'Connell? Probably for this Kyler thing to work out. Probably for that, because you know, again, going back to Sam Darnold, going back to Kirk Cousins. Do I think Kevin O'Connell is bad? Again, I don't. But Kevin O'Connell came from the Shanahan system. Before Kevin O'Connell got Kirk Cousins was in the Shanahan system. Before Kevin O'Connell got Sam Darnold was in the Shanahan system. So it kind of was like ideal fits. Now can he produce a quarterback on his own and make this quarterback look nice? You know, because Shanahan showed that he can do it, but can he produce a quarterback on his own and make or again get the most out of a quarterback that wasn't in that system? Maybe, you know what I mean? Kind of mold him himself, and the JJ experiment didn't work out. We'll see, or you know, to be determined, really. To be determined. Kyler finished as an MVP candidate. Does anyone even know what was the problem with Kyler? Nothing. So I know something is not changing. Probably height, slow processing. Yeah, you can only do so much when you can't see the middle of the field. You know what I mean? So you can't really like. Yeah, we're gonna see. Did KOC not save Darnold? If y'all say so.
One of the top tight ends, he has no choice but to do what in a division that you should win.
Hey, let's talk about the NFL because there was an NFL.
I think again, Sam Darnold had his stops prior to playing with Kevin O'Connell. He was in San Fran. He sat in the 49ers system. He sat in the Shanahan system. He already was in that system. And I think he just needed opportunity, and that's what it was. He got the opportunity to start. So I think more so he benefited from the Shanahan system more so than just Kevin O'Connell making and reviving Sam Darnold's career. You know what I mean? Because in the preseason, that year that Sam Darnold went to the Vikings, they called J.J. McCarthy the starter. Sam Darnold was not labeled the starter. J.J. McCarthy got hurt, and Sam got awarded the spot. So Sam got the opportunity. I don't think Kevin O'Connell just made Sam Darnold. There were so many throws under pressure that year that I saw Sam make that you don't coach that stuff. The coach didn't tell you to do that. Sam was doing some of the stuff by himself. So I don't think Kevin O'Connell made Sam Darnold. I think Sam sat in a good system the year prior, and I think Kevin O'Connell's system is probably similar enough to that system where it allowed him to go out there and just play naturally. You know what I mean? He sat as a backup. You know, he got drafted in the first round for a reason. You know, there's some talent there, but you know, I don't think Kevin O'Connell revived Sam Darnold. Because if he did, if Kevin O'Connell revived Sam Darnold would have been named the starter over JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy got named the starter. That means Kevin O'Connell would have saw something in Sam Darnold and said, "Oh, you're my quarterback. We gonna make JJ sit." That wasn't the situation. KOC is in the same boat as Sean McVay. Same boat as Mike McCarthy. He's not even the same boat as Mike McCarthy. You can say Sean McVay. I mean, you can't even say Sean McVay. Excuse me. He's closer to McCarthy than he is Sean McVay. I don't think McCarthy was like that great of a savant as a offensive play caller. KOC reviving Darnold puts him in the same boat as Shanahan. Nah. KOC is definitely like. I'm trying to think. You can't put him in the same conversation as a head coach who has a Super Bowl ring. I don't know. What is KOC hate? It's not hate. It's reality. It's facts. It's just the reality of the situation. He's not elite. He's not an elite head coach at all. Thought Sean McVay and McCarthy was in the same conversation. I think McCarthy was really good. But I think McVay has, in my opinion, McVay got potential to be better than him, and I'm low key leaning towards taking McVay over him. KOC has a Super Bowl win with the Rams. He carried McVay to that Super Bowl. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Awesome. He got a ring with the Rams. What was his position when he was with the Rams? He carried McVay. In what way did he carry McVay? Y'all be trolling. In what way did he carry McVay? Offensive coordinator. So he was the OC, but he wasn't calling plays. Okay. Rams 2020 to 2021. KOC should be carrying JJ as his quarterback then. There we go. Facts. If he that nice, he should have been able to make JJ a competent quarterback. Has McVay not been gifted with good quarterbacks though? We can say he's had good quarterbacks, but at the end of the day, we know his play calling is top 3 in the league. Kevin O'Connell play calling is not the same as Sean McVay's play calling. That I don't think that's comparable at all. There is no way I could believe that Justin Jefferson would barely crack 1,000 yards in a Sean McVay offense. I don't care who the quarterback is. He's gonna make it. He's gonna figure it out. Rosmer's, it is what it is. He spawned into a first overall pick QB and traded for a Hall of Fame. That's great. That's great. But still, their play calling, again, there are things that the Rams do offensively that the Vikings do not do at all. It don't matter who's at quarterback. The play calling is way better. I don't think anybody who really watches football will agree that Kevin O'Connell as a play caller is on the same level of Sean McVay. It's not. I don't think he's even close. They're not in the same tier. Sean McVay hasn't done good with a bad quarterback. JJ was never good in college and never good. Well, he shouldn't have drafted him. He the head coach. He had to say on that. I'm pretty sure he did. Can't win a ring without an elite OC. You talking about Kevin O'Connell? Because Sean McVay was the one calling the plays. And ain't that crazy? Like, some of these dudes, they get head coaching jobs and they didn't even call plays. Like, he got a head coaching job off of winning the Super Bowl with Sean McVay, and he didn't even call plays. Ain't that crazy? KOC was calling him. Show me the proof. All right, I'm about to cap this off. I can't be on here all day. I gotta edit. Gotta go work out. If y'all send us some trades, KOC made Sean McVay what he is today. That sound good. Y'all boys be blessed. No promises on the stream tonight. No promises on that. But hopefully we advance. It's only 2 games left. We're waiting on. Let me see. Jason and so Caden game should begin play tomorrow. Caden and B-Hump, and then we're waiting on. Y'all gonna be the last game. That's tough. All right, y'all be easy, be blessed, man. I'm gonna catch y'all probably tomorrow.